Welcome to my channel. This image! I am not, why?
Yeah, I see him eat all the time.
He's like,
what am I talking about?
All the time!
Don Darrow.
I'm a hot mess. Okay.
This is a test of friendship.
Don't be scared.
Yes.
Just let it slide in.
Oh my god. Oh, what? What happened? What happened? What? What happened?
Is that an outdoor kitchen?
That is an outdoor kitchen.
Hello.
Hi, chef. Why did they give me a camera and a microphone?
Too funny.
Because they don't know your name is Adner Mamos.
Exposing the trauma. It's like a fan dance. Just like peeking one little trauma at a time.
Roogs. Come on. I didn't want to keep my snake to myself. I wanted to share. And of course, if Roogs wins when the lights
Me
go
and
off.
Shep could right now on the stream, and it's still less awkward than that.
Go Roogs!
So, in conclusion, that's
Am I the only one turned on by all this?
I'm Roogs. Welcome to my channel.
You can hear.
image! I am not, why? Yeah.
Yeah, I see him eat all the
He
time.
eats like
What am I talking about?
All the time.
Dondero.
I'm a hot mess. Okay.
No, wait, that's a whole different thing.
Dead or
That's
alive?
Walking Dead show.
Wanted.
Dead Live.
Dead or
Oh
but
my
we're live
God.
by the way.
Are we live? Oh, of course we are.
Yeah, I'm gonna turn you on. Are you doubled?
Yeah. I don't know. Am I?
Can you hear yourself?
I can hear myself. Yeah.
Can you hear me?
Yeah. Did you just say you're going to turn me on? I can hear myself. I'm pretty sure that's what you just said.
I can hear you both. Great,
Yeah.
great, cool. I don't have to try to turn anyone on.
You just are.
I just
It's
exist.
just all.
It's fine.
You exist. There
It's
you
my
go.
sunny
Your existence
personality.
is a turn on. Yes, it's your sparkling.
My existence goes one of two ways. It's either a turn
Mm-hmm.
on or it's a like murder rage. I just there's
Do
no,
you cause people?
oh yeah.
Do you cause people to rage quit?
Oh yeah. I am a IRL rage quit. I am a walking IRL rage quit. Fuck that. Nah, I'm out. Nah, not dealing with that shit. Nah,
Nope.
nah.
Flip the table.
Yeah. Yeah. And you know what? I'm coming to
Mhm.
that place where it's like, I realize that. I'm either the best. There's no real input. Nobody is lukewarm
Peace
with
them out.
me. No one is lukewarm with me. Either they
Nobody wants lukewarm.
absolutely
Mm-hmm.
like love me
Mm-hmm.
or they absolutely can't stand me. And the only reason they don't kill me is usually because they either work with me or, you know, they have to tolerate me. Like it's They
You
are-
think people tolerate you?
they are contractually obligated to put up with my shit.
They put up with you so they don't get fined.
Yeah, pretty much. There's one of the those is two people. And you know what? I'm okay with I'm becoming
Mhm.
okay with that. Therapy's working.
You know, oh my god,
Hello, everyone. Welcome to Waking Up with Anna and Pep Pep. This is where we're at today.
We are. Mhm.
Hello. Okay.
Hey everybody.
Hello. So, speaking of what we got wrong, okay, well, let's get this shit started. I am your host. I am Arugs, and with me is my co-host and best friend of too many years.
Way too many years.
Way too many years.
I haven't rage quit yet. Imagine that.
False.
Oh.
False.
Okay.
False.
Continue.
Uh-huh. Okay. So is Pep Pep, also known as Sean, who just put his
Hi.
foot way in his mouth. Do you need some water to like wash that down? Does that make you feel better?
I did.
Okay, cool,
I did.
cool, cool.
Yeah. I choke on it.
All right, let's get this shit on the road. Here's our disclaimer. Here on Waking Up with Nana and Pep Pep, we are not here to discourage or disparage anybody's religious belief or faith. We think that faith and religion, hi Calvino, faith and religion are beautiful things when done in a mentally and emotionally healthy manner. We are not licensed professionals. We are not licensed therapists. We are not licensed counselors. We are not even certified life coaches. Hell, we barely do great stuff on the internet. Like we are two trauma triscuits. We talk about our shit on the internet, try to unpack it and repack it and try to just share, you know, let's call it like it is. We try to be vulnerable on the internet now and try to just help people, help our community see our journey. And that's pretty much what this whole show is about, is seeing our journey and whatever that looks like. And it does have a religious trauma slant. And because Sean and I both grew up in the Southern Baptist Church, and in the 90s and the 2000s, when the massive church thing was a rage. So we, like many people of our age, we are now ex-evangelicals. We are just trying to process and deconstruct our religious faith and reconstruct ourselves as functioning human beings. And some days that is harder than others. So
Yes, it
with
is.
that, yeah. So if you need help, let us know. We'll go at that spiel at the end now, because that's a long spiel, but we'll go. We can absolutely get you the help that you need. And yeah, we often refer to the church as a cult because we absolutely believe it's a cult. And if you don't believe that, if you do not believe anything or don't agree with anything that we say, I will not be offended if you unfollow, unsubscribe, whatever. That is fine, because I totally can respect that you have a different opinion. These are our opinions. This is an editorial podcast. These are our experiences, our opinions. We are okay with being wrong. And we're also okay with you not liking what we have to say. As we said in the beginning, it's totally fine. We're there. We are there in our mental health journey. Sean and I are both. We are working.
Right.
So it's all right. We are no longer trying to be people pleasers. We don't give a fuck. Like,
And you may have a very different experience than us, and that is okay.
you know, and everybody does. Everyone has their own experiences, even if they go through the same exact thing.
Mm-hmm.
What are we talking about this week, Pep?
Are you familiar with the phrase "two wrongs don't make a right"?
Yeah. Two lefts don't make a right, right? No.
What? Huh?
Isn't that what the other saying is? Two lefts don't make a right?
Well, yeah, but 4 of them take you back where you started. I don't know.
Three lefts
So-
make a right. Thank you, Nev.
That's it. Thanks. We knew Nev would get this.
Never would follow through for us.
So I grew up on that one. Mom told it to me all the time.
Mm-hmm.
Some people have fun with it and go, two rights make an airplane. That's beside the point. So if 2 wrongs don't make a right, there's something else about 2 wrongs. 2 wrongs didn't make us good Christians either. We had lots of wrongs.
Oh.
Did you miss the right and airplane one? Did you miss that? Oh, you grew. Wait, which state did you grow up in again? Was it the state with the Kitty Hawk and the? Okay, never mind.
I am literally trying to rebuild my brain. You think that information right now is packed in a storage container somewhere? Right now, I got other shit. Like,
It's
okay,
off-site.
it is right now. It is there. It is just packed away.
That didn't maintain an important place in your brain. No, okay.
No.
All right.
No, it's in a storage shed right now. It's being held safely in a storage shed while I try to reconstruct everything that's going on in my brain.
Everything else,
Mhm.
it'll come back eventually.
It
All
will.
right.
I will unpack
So-
that later. But thank you, Nev. Thank you.
Yeah. I was like, why is she not? I lost her somewhere, and apparently I lost you with the right brother.
I'm
right
in the
airplane.
middle of
Yeah.
a reno. What do you want from me?
That's true. Yeah, the Wright brothers are just gonna have to be okay with it, with you not remembering them for that. That's fine. But back to my point: 2 wrongs made us bad Christians, or made us bad people, or made us 2 rights, 2 wrongs. We had lots of wrongs that we believed in, things that we were absolutely adamant that were correct. Timeout. What? Yes, Calvino. You just called. You throw a flag on the play. You call a timeout?
He's protecting me. It's fine.
Okay. All right. So there were things that we were absolutely adamant that we believed in, that you could not convince us otherwise when we were growing up in the church.
Yeah.
And some of those things we still hold on to. I know for me, some of those things there's still part of me that tries to hold on to them, because you're just so convinced they become part of who you are and what you identify with.
Mm-hmm.
And it doesn't matter the logic, it doesn't matter what anyone says and the logic that they use, you just refuse to change your mind. So we're talking about all the wrongs that we grew up believing that we were adamant were right.
This list should not have been as easy as it was.
It was very easy.
This
Yeah,
list
you
should
said
not-
this, and I had this list in like less than 5 minutes.
It should not have been that easy.
Mm-hmm. What?
Yeah. Yeah.
Nethru.
Yeah. You see how much she pays attention to me. Pep is neglecting me.
Mhm. Oh, I'm sorry.
No,
You
it's
know,
fine.
if I get you some-
Pep's going through his own
If I-
reno. Pep's going through his own
That's
reno. It's
true,
fine.
I am, yeah.
That's why I'm not worried about it. His reno is a little actually a little bit more extensive than mine, so it's fine.
Yeah, I've got more years of collection. You know, it's like an old person's house that where they've lived there for like 50 years. There's a lot of dust and collections and things.
You just called yourself old.
Oh crap, I did, didn't I? All right, so moving on. So let's talk about all of the wrongs that we thought were right.
Yes. Like this list was super easy because we were talking like, okay, what are we gonna talk about? It was like, well, there were some things that were on the list. It's like, okay, because of where we're at in our journey, this is probably a little too triggering for both of it. Like this is a little too triggering. So we're like, okay, last minute, we this is probably not going to be the best thing for us to talk about.
Yeah.
And not lose our shit.
We've been triggered.
Yeah.
We've been triggered on a lot of the episodes
recently, and you know what?
Recently,
I had a
so-
really shitty week. It's like I can't.
Yeah.
I will be in my bed for like 5 days. So
So you're saying that none of these are going to trigger us?
if loving you
Aw.
is wrong, I don't want to be right.
Aw. You're talking about me, right? Right.
Yeah. Yeah.
Am I wrong? Am I wrong about that?
He's most definitely talking about you, Pepe.
Yeah, totally talking about me.
So our list.
Oh, both of us. All right. Let's start with our list. You want me to start? Or you want to start?
You start. You know, I feel like we need a randomizer. You just close your eyes and pick at one. Do it. Let's
Just
do
close
it that
your eyes
way.
and
Yes.
touch.
Let's do it. Close your eyes and just pick one. Yeah.
Oh no, I was going to start from the top.
No.
There's a
Okay.
reason
Here. No. I'll do it. I won't even look. Yeah. Sex is bad until marriage, and suddenly a beautiful act between you and your spouse and God. See, you should have done it.
So tell me how this is not going to trigger at any point during this. That of all
you
ones,
didn't
that
want
one's
to
start
randomize
off
it.
with.
I went ahead and did it. That's your own fault. So you get to start. Go ahead, right ahead. I picked. You can go right ahead.
All right, growing up in purity culture. That's what this is. This is one of the big parts of our church upbringing was the idea of behind purity culture, and we had an episode. We've covered it several times in other episodes. But the idea, and I've actually confronted my parents about this one. The idea that sex is bad. There's no nuanced conversation about sex and purity and abstinence. It's not nuance. It is just straight black and white. Sex is bad. Sex is bad. You are shamed. Everything sexual is shamed. Just looking at someone in a lustful way, the flesh is weak. All of this, everything about sex is wrong. Until you get married. And then all of a sudden, you know, the whole marriage thing ceremony's over, and all of a sudden sex is totally, it's not only okay, it's a beautiful thing between you and your spouse and God. It's immediately a threesome. And everything's just purity culture so convoluted. Yes, it is so messed up. Unless it's with your married partner, but then only, yes, mostly until your husband is not satisfied, and then it's also Nev nailed it. It's so absolutely messed up, convoluted. One of the problems that I had, one thing that screwed me up is I was raised to believe that I was taught that sex was bad. Sex was unpure and unclean, and you shouldn't think about
The
sex.
shame.
You should abstain.
Shame.
You should feel total shame about it until you get married. And then you're just supposed to flip a light switch. And all of a sudden, everything that
turn
you've
me
been taught,
on like a light switch.
This is where we're at, folks. You just, and as soon as the same day, less than 24 hours, you go from sex is this horrible thing that you should avoid to all of a sudden it's supposed to be totally okay and you're supposed to be happy with it. And it's supposed to be magical. Oh my God. The idea that you have abstained from sex and then your first time your first time having sex is supposed to be this wonderful thing because you're now married Christians and God is part of your bedroom. That it's going to be magical, wonderful. I think I can throw a flag on that play. That was
But see,
wrong.
I wasn't a Christian when I got married. So like I was long out of the church. I was fucking around and finding out. Like I already knew, like I already it's good. Like so you how did the Magic Kingdom go?
I knew. Okay, you want a red flag on the play?
You're trying to build a Magic Kingdom in a swamp? I'm terrible. Go ahead.
Wow. I should have known things were not going to go well when on the day that I got married she said, "You know, everybody expects us to have sex on our wedding night. I don't like expectations. What if we just didn't?" Mhm. Yes. And
Wow.
she actually
Wow. Like it's not, we've been out through these wedding festivities. I'm exhausted. Like because I didn't have sex on my wedding night, but I mean, I'd been like drum corps tour tired and like had straight to wedding festivities. And like, we had been living together beforehand. So it's not like I was like,
in some ways it was a Tuesday.
Right. Well, it was a Thursday actually. But I mean, yeah. I got married on a Thursday. I didn't get married on a weekend. So it was like, yeah, okay. Like I'm not feeling like having sex. I mean, but it wasn't that, oh no, I'm actively choosing not to have sex.
Yes. That should have been there were a lot of red flags that lot of red flags.
I feel like the first red flag would have been, well, sure, why not? Why not get engaged?
that was a big one. Mm-hmm. When
I think you threw your own red flag.
You're right. When you're talking about whether or not you should get married, if your answer is sure, why not, there's probably something wrong. Yeah. It should be more than just, well, I mean, it makes sense. Let's get married. Why should we get married? Well, it just kind of makes sense. Makes sense. No, something wrong with that.
But yeah, no, I get that. It's like, but gee, I never understood that.
There's so much.
I never understood that.
Because it doesn't make sense.
No.
And you're expected to have, I say expected, but you're supposed to have this healthy, wonderful, amazing, God-centered sex life after you get married. When you have been, everything has told you not to. Everything has told you that sex is terrible and you shouldn't have desires.
Mm-hmm.
And then all of a sudden you can. How does that not mess people up?
And then you're not allowed to talk about it. You're not allowed to talk about it. You're not allowed to talk about how bad it is and get help and get advice.
Yes.
Like you're not allowed that. You talk about the love and you think about God and you just like, you're not allowed.
Yeah, if you want to last longer, maybe think about God, but
like
otherwise,
you're not allowed to, like, it's bad or we're not enjoying ourselves or we're not, because you're not told. You can't talk about it. You can't talk like.
You're not, because you've never talked about it up until this point, so you don't know how to talk about it. You don't know how to talk about it without internalizing and feeling you're a terrible person.
Right.
You don't know how to have that uncomfortable conversation, because it is. Because everything is built up into this one moment that's supposed to be magical, even though everything about it is not magical. Like you've not been set up to have this wonderful. It's just all in your head. So when you build something up to be this thing, and of course it's not going to be this thing when you're in this situation, and then it's bad. It's bad for both people, but you're not taught how to talk about it. You don't know how to have a conversation, and because you're not talking about it, you internalize it, and it's bad because you did something wrong. Something's wrong with you, and the other person's thinking the same thing. You don't know that because you don't talk about it. Yes, it's a Southern Baptist thing.
Oh, absolutely.
Hmm.
Because it's the South. You don't talk about shit like that. You don't talk about shit like that.
No. Nope.
Mm-mm.
Oh yeah, sex was not something. Sex was something that was occasionally preached from the pulpit, or in the youth in your youth sessions where they segregated boys and girls because you couldn't talk about sex in mixed company. And so that was all. There were no frank conversations about what to expect and how to have the conversation. I didn't learn. I didn't really know much about healthy what a healthy sex life, what a healthy conversation looks like until I became part of this community, until I started looking into kinks and talking with other people, and that's when I realized, oh, so you can actually talk about this in a healthy way.
And not feel absolutely ashamed. Yeah.
Yeah. Oh wait, this shame that I've been harboring because I like something, that's not bad. I'm not a bad person. Yeah. I've internalized
You can
that
be into
for so
German
many
dungeon
years.
porn and it be okay and you not be a terrible
Yes.
person. And you know
You
what?
can get when you yeah, absolutely. As long as it's consensual.
Oh, consent.
That's it.
That's we did
we
not
didn't
put that
that
on
on
the
there, did we?
list. The list.
You want-
Consent. Consent and
Yeah.
coercion. Oh my God. Okay. Okay.
That
Like
was- yeah.
consent. Like consent. Like it was, especially as me as a female. And I like we've again, this is something we've already talked about a lot, but like consent, I wasn't allowed to consent. My consent was a blanket consent that I was going to give to my husband, and my
Mhm.
husband or whatever
Spouse or-
male leader in my life, he German what where now? Oh, it's also in a song.
Yeah.
Calvino.
Oh, is it?
Yes.
Oh, I didn't know it was a song.
Internet Porn by Da Vinci's Notebook is an older song, and it's like German Dutch. Like that's where my head goes. But you look that song up; it's
Okay.
funny as shit. But yeah, I was not taught, like consent was not a thing, and it was not consent. I could revoke consent at any time, and that was the
Mhm.
thing that really fucked me up, is that I was taught that I surrender everything. I trust the head male of my life, and male, not
Mhm.
female. I was
Head of household.
head of household, whatever that was, like my stepdad, my dad, my husband, my boyfriend, whatever at the time. I trust them completely to make the right decisions. And I was to be his helpmate. I was supposed to follow that lead. I was supposed to do what I was told. And I
Mhm.
never understood that consent could be revoked. The consent
Mhm.
needs to be given every time. That consent, regardless of what it was, that I could consent to, I could rescind consent, like and I could take that away and go, no, I don't agree with how you're talking to me, or I don't agree with how you're treating me, or no, I don't want to do that. That was not a thing. I was taught that if I was going to be a faithful, good Christian woman,
Mhm.
I had to surrender to God and his will and his teachings.
Mhm.
And that meant
It was godly.
yes.
Mhm.
I did not learn about consent until I started being a kinky motherfucker. Because even then, even before I started getting into Dinks with Kinks, or even just heading that up, I didn't understand what that was, because I was still under the church impression that if I was dating somebody or I was married to them or whatever, I would just do whatever they wanted because they were whatever.
Mhm.
And it's like,
Even though you weren't in the church, those lessons carried forward because you were never taught otherwise.
and that's why I'm like, consent. Informed
That's why
and
we-
enthusiastic consent.
That's why we harp on the dangers of raising of kids, the dangers faced by kids raised in the church, is because it's not like you get out of the church and all of a sudden things change.
And lube.
Just because you get out of the church these things stick with you for so long until you actively do something about them, and usually a lot of times you don't even know that you're supposed to, that you can.
Hmm.
And so the idea of getting them young, the church tries to bring in kids so that they can indoctrinate them young. That's why we talk about it so much, because it's so dangerous.
Hmm. All right. I'm going to randomize it again.
Okay. Touch.
Satan is
We're gonna put this
behind
in a-
every corner.
Oh, we're gonna put this in a wheel next time. I think we should.
Okay,
Or-
but this is more
all right.
fun.
It's kind of fun just to watch you go. Eh. Satan is behind every corner. Oh, I grew up with this one. This is the Satanic Panic of the. It was part of the Satanic Panic, but it's not exclusive to the Satanic Panic. Satan is behind. This is when you're out of the church. This is hilarious.
But,
to
like-
me, now that I'm out of the church,
Yeah.
this is like the boogeyman.
Yeah.
This is the adult, the equivalent of the monsters under the bed. That's what this reminds me of. So much so, I had a recent experience with this. I had a conversation with my mom over the holidays where I flat out said, "You need to stop talking to me about church and trying to get me to listen to your podcast or listen to your sermons and listen to this and do this and quit asking me about when I'm going back to church and blah blah blah. Stop." I find out a couple months later that my mom's been talking to my other family members, of course. And she said Satan's got a hold of him. That's how my mother sees my choice to leave the church and to be an evangelical. Not I am trying to I'm figuring things out. I would have understood if she's like, you know what, he's figuring things out. He's got to figure it out for himself. No, she went straight to Satan. Satan's got a hold of me.
Every single time I hear this story, it just feels
Like,
because here.
see, and that tells. Go ahead.
Oh, okay. So, okay, here. But see, that's the thing. That's the thing. Like when you watch TV and movies where you see this person where they are doing bad things or evil things, or they're doing, and their parent or their whatever is like, oh, that's not really him. Satan's got a hold on him. It's like. And then it's like it's a two-edged sword. It's like a double-edged sword. It's like, first, on one end, you can withdraw accountability from yourself. Like anyone, people can gaslight in thinking it's not me or it's not them, it is Satan. So the bad things that they're doing, they have to gaslight themselves into thinking it's Satan. Satan's around every corner. And it's all of that. It's that gaslighting of any evil wrongdoing, anything. So don't fix the problem, just pray it away, because we know how that works. And it's just that whole, it's the gaslighting. The gaslighting of
devil,
using the
The devil
devil
made me do it.
using Satan as this whole gaslighting tactic. Just like, it's almost like it's the Christian phrase of, you don't remember that correctly.
Yes.
That's not how I remember
That's not
it.
what happened.
That's
Yeah,
not what happened.
yeah.
That's not how I remember it. It's Satan did it. That had to be Satan's work. They're not really like that.
The demons got a hold of him.
And
Satan's
then
working in his life.
if they are, like, if you're doing a good job, if you're not doing anything wrong, if they're not using Satan as this whole gaslighting tool in their fucked up toolkit, well, then they're using it as a fear, as a manipulation. So you have your gaslighting, and then your your preventative manipulation tactic of don't do that. Satan is there. You're gonna go to hell. You're gonna it's Satan. Satan's in
Satan's slippery slope.
Anything except with the word of God is of Satan.
Yeah.
And the word
It's
of
of
God,
Satan,
the slope is like this big.
Yes.
I'm like, I feel
You set foot and you're done.
yeah, I feel like my chances of going to hell are way greater than going to heaven. And
Yeah.
I wonder why having to work hard to please other people to be a good person. I wonder where that came from.
The idea that you're only as good as the things that you do.
That feeling of I'm not doing enough to cause people to love me. I wonder what that is.
Right. You know, this is
Nev, I can't wait to hug you.
Oh my god.
Oh god.
Oh, I love you.
I need to
guys.
pause for a
No, that
minute.
was
I need to
fantastic.
just a
Yeah.
second to appreciate the
If you're
the
lurking and
masterpiece
you
that
haven't
is that right
read,
now.
yeah, you absolutely need to read Nev's chat there. Oh.
My soul needed that. My dark
Yeah.
black soul needed that.
See, now I want to see that product. I want to see the marketing campaign for Satan's Slippery Slope.
Platinum star, yes.
Yes. High praise from Calvino. Oh my god.
Yeah, but that
Yeah.
was it. It was either
Everything's a
fear.
slippery slope.
Yeah, it was fear,
Yeah.
or it was deniability. Is just so there it is. It's like, and then all of that is like, okay. So learning that Satan is, it taught us how to live in fear.
It did. It also taught us how to demonize or villainize everyone. Domcore, yes, I like that. Domcore Toy Division. That
A
needs to be a thing.
subsidiary of AOA.
Domcore.
Of AOA.
Yes. I love that.
Mm.
That needs to happen. But it makes it easier to demonize or to villainize people when their actions are being controlled by Satan. When those things are of the devil, it's easy to look at that person as a villain or as someone that is evil or trying to hurt you.
Mhm.
Every hardship that you experience is Satan. Satan's working in your life. Well, you must be doing something good because Satan is trying to stop you. Anytime any hardship comes in, that must be Satan.
Yes.
Forget the idea that you are. If someone's persecuting you because someone's persecuting me because I'm a Christian, there's a war against my Christianity. I'm just trying to live my life as a Christian and not hurt anybody, and these people are coming at me. No, Linda, that is because you were an absolute prick and mean to everyone and tried to tell them what they're supposed to do with their lives and where that they're going to go. That's why people aren't happy with you, not because Satan. It's because you.
Because you're being a dick. You're being a dick.
Yes. Yeah.
And
And Christians do that. I used to do that all the time.
yeah, you and your little exclusive club,
My cross club.
your cross club.
Cross club.
But that's the thing.
Mhm.
That's the untruth. The where we. That's where we were wrong. And then it's coming to that realization once you get out of the church, once you realize that first off, you start believing Satan doesn't really exist. Satan doesn't exist. That fear and that shame is what it is. It's not Satan, it's fear and shame.
Mhm.
When you start actually calling what these emotions and thoughts and things you're going to, when you actually stop trying to call them Satan and actually call them what they are, and then you start taking accountability for all of these things, that it's a fucking kick in the nuts. It is like,
Yeah.
it's like when you realize how deeply wrong you are and you tried to blame Satan, like you literally tried to just go, I'm not taking accountability for that. It's Satan. And then you realize I was not a good Christian. I was just a bad
I was
mother.
not a good person.
I was not a good, I was trying to be a good Christian. And what I actually was a bad human.
Yes. That's the real shit. That's the shameful part. That's where like, oh God, I was like that. I've done that. Oh my, I hurt people.
And it wasn't Satan. Satan didn't possess
And it
me.
wasn't
I was
Satan.
just a bad motherfucking human. The whole
Yep.
when you it's like when you break free from a manipulative gaslighter or a narcissist or whatever, and you just come
Yeah.
to the realization of I'm not the problem. It's actually the opposite. Is like I'm the problem. It wasn't Satan.
Yeah. Nope. It's all yeah. One of the worst messages of the church: life under God is without difficulty. If you have hardship, it's because you are not godly enough. That's the contradiction you run into. It's God, it's Satan's. You're doing the right thing, and Satan's trying to stop you. Or maybe you did something wrong, and so that's what you're dealing with is because you sinned. God can't abide sin, so that's what's wrong. Or as Calvino said, God is testing you. Like it all depends on what the person, what that the person talking to you is trying to feed you, what line they're trying to feed you about. What do they want you to do? That's how they will insert one of those three possibilities based upon what they want you to do.
The church, the gaslighting champion since 0 BC.
Oh my god. Yeah. Champion gaslighters. Oh my god. The SBC champion gaslighter sense.
Oh. Okay. Yeah. Satan did it. All right. Oh, cursing is a sin. Fuck that. Fuck this. Fuck them.
Yeah. Sirugs, the idea that God is punishing you is the most cognitively dissonant teaching. Yeah, how is that? Yeah, that's the whole God is love, but God is also vengeful, but God is this, but God is also that. It all depends on the flavor. The flavor depends on what people want you to believe. Some singing stuff.
Okay, I need to unpack all of this. Hold on. Okay, first off, yes, Series, it's one of those. Hal is like God's a vengeful God. God is like you got to be a warrior for God. You got to do all these things. But then on the same breath, they're going, God is such a loving God, and you're like, what? Which is it? Because vengeance isn't loving. Like look up vengeful.
Yeah.
Look here. I'll even read you for those who have not taken the SAT in a long time. Vengeance definition. Okay. All right. Punishment inflicted or retribution extracted for an injury or a wrong.
Yep. Well, that's what sin is. Sin is wrong. You did something wrong.
But he's a loving God and he can forgive you. So which fucking is it?
Are you saying that there's a contradictory in the teachings of Christianity? What? I'm shocked. Contradiction.
No.
Pearl clutch.
I can't.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was the thing. Okay. All right. There's Bear singing it. Jesus, 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 Jesus. I love you.
Oh my god.
You know there's some motherfucking Christian out there right now at their home on their little fun little mic, and they are recording that shit. And they posted it on Twitch and YouTube and TikTok. It has to be there somewhere.
See, now I kind of want to go. I kind of want to look those up. I kind of want to look up people doing. Oh my god.
Is Jesus bipolar Tool? How about we just stop at Tool?
I mean, that's certainly.
He's a colander.
Yeah. Oh my god, are you bringing that? Oh. Full circle.
Well, he did say I am the way, so is he technically a compass, a GPS, a sundial?
He's all of it, yeah.
Oh, he has already seen that one on TikTok. Oh, yeah.
The fake worship songs are hilarious. Whenever someone uses the worship song, they either do it in song. I saw a video of a woman who uses the voice, the altar call voice, for very innocuous things, and it's hilarious. She invites people over for drinks, and she's like, You're thirsty, aren't you? I can feel it. You're thirsty for what I have to give you. Now you can have this or you can have this. It is your choice. So come with me. Come down here and let me quench that thirst of yours.
I'll be glad to quench somebody's thirst, but
In
I
a
feel-
very different
I
way.
feel like if I said something like that, they would come for expecting very many different things and not a drink.
Oh, we go quench some thirst
if
around here.
I ask them if they're thirsty for something I got,
Mhm.
that's a totally different conversation.
Oh my god.
You're thirsty, aren't you? Yes. What
Yeah.
time? I'm like,
Oh yeah, they'll definitely come down and be on their knees for that one. That's a whole different,
I always wanted the pastor's wife to tell me this word.
right? Mm-hmm. Oh my god. Wow.
This is our cleansing palette episode, folks, because the past two
Yes.
episodes we have left the stream and literally just like had anxiety attacks. Like we've literally broken down. So we're that's where we're at. We're not digging deep today.
Mhm.
We're just
We're having fun with it.
we're having fun with our trauma.
Yeah.
We're playing
yeah,
with
we're
it
laughing
today.
so we don't
playing,
cry.
We're playing with our
Yeah.
trauma today. Batting it back
We're
and
batting it
forth.
around.
Yeah, batting her like a cat.
A drink deep of righteousness. That's right.
I mean, I can't put out fires. So I feel like I could quench people's thirst.
Yep. No doubt. Does your cup runneth over?
I mean, if filled with the right
It could. The right goblet. If you got the right cup.
Oh, okay, let's try this. Jesus Christ. Oh no, cursing. Cursing is a sin. We haven't even covered that one. We got off on
Oh my god.
cursing. Again, fuck that. Fuck them. Fuck it. Stupid
Cursing.
cunty motherfuckers.
Who are we talking about again?
Oh, wait. Huh? Oh.
You talking about my ex? Oh wait.
I'm talking about I have a list.
You had other words. Oh, you have a list. Okay.
Yeah, I have other words. Look, I need to
Cursing,
drink deep of
cursing,
righteousness.
yeah.
Just call me righteousness.
hmm Oh,
Oh God.
let the waters flow. Let the cleansing waters. Oh,
The fountain flows deep and wide.
deep and wide. Yes, deep and wide. Let the river flow deep and wide.
Deep and wide.
and wide.
Deep and wide.
Deep and wide. There's a fountain flowing deep and wide.
I feel like I can do a stripper dance.
Ah! Oh my! Can I?
No, you cannot. Nope, you cannot.
No, I just had a picture of a stripper on a pole with Christian worship songs playing.
I'm about to fall out of my chair. No, Bear, don't. Rooks can't cuss.
Yeah,
We're talking about cursing being a sin. We need to see that stripper dance for God. It'll be awkward
We
as
do,
fuck,
we do.
but funny. Oh my God. Me doing a strip dance to every praise song ever.
Yes. Oh yeah.
I feel
Mhm.
like people would be disturbed and aroused all at the same time.
Disturb arousal.
Disturb
Yeah,
arousal.
Disturb arousal. Yeah. we are all here for that.
No. No.
You will never listen to Michael W. Smith the same way ever again.
And you've just ruined it. See, look, folks, you can thank Pep for that. You've just ruined
That's what I
it.
do.
Yeah, okay, cool.
Oh.
You better
some
cut
SC
it,
squared.
Ray.
Mm-hmm.
Cursing. Oh my fucking
Ah.
God.
Yeah.
Fuck.
You want to take cursing?
Ah. As we all know, I have a motherfucking potty mouth. Fuck is my favorite
What?
word. Cunt is my second.
And also, And
Cunt is
also
my
your
second.
favorite. Never mind.
I like if I'm gonna go to it's my two go to are fuck or cunt. And I know like people hate those words, but I'm like, those are my because they're aggressive. They're aggressive curse words. They fuck is my utility word. Cunt is just that strong, thing. Oh my god, you're on fire.
Nev's comment. Mary, did you know the pole dancer was going to be so hot?
Now I feel like
Oh
I
my
have
god.
to do it.
You kind of have to do it, yeah. Mhm.
Except here's the thing. I'm not gonna strip. I would put clothes on. Like,
Oh my god. You're gonna end up covered head to toe
yeah.
at the end by the end of it.
And the church lady, like long dress, and that
The
long cardigan.
yes.
Yeah.
Yeah. Finish it a ball. Yeah. No, not a nice ball gown either. We're talking about like one of the big poofy shoulder ball gowns that like comes
With
up
the
to
white
neck.
collar, the church white collar, because
The
everybody's
white
got a
collar.
white collar.
Yeah. Yeah. And the hat. You gotta have the hat.
So yeah, cursing was like, well, I don't even. Where does it even say that cursing was a sin?
It comes from the well, it comes from actual. You're not supposed to curse other people, but also it comes from the things that are good. Think on these things, speak on these things. It comes from the idea of being good and being positive and not being negative and not. It's the garbage in, garbage out thing. You're supposed to be. Your speech is supposed to be wholesome and reflect Christ. And cursing is not one of those things. Cursing does not build up the kingdom of God.
Okay, I like looked
Otherwise,
up
it does.
cursing is a sin,
Mhm.
and like every source has a different Bible verse.
Yeah. Mhm.
And
Of
it's like
course.
none of them really say swearing, and it's like swearing like it.
Yeah, it doesn't. Wait. So you're saying that something was probably taken out of context? A big rule, an idea for how you live your life was taken out of context? Again, I'm aghast. I'm shocked.
Oh, what?
Blaspheming against the name. That makes sense. And progress into profane words. Yeah. It
Filth
That makes sense.
issuing forth. Mm.
Yep.
Don't be a dirty girl. Got it. All right.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. So yeah, like that. I don't know. I feel like that was the one I was always struggling with. Like I was always like, oh, I gotta stop cursing. And of course, you try to do the alternative cursing.
Those are funny. Yeah.
Oh my
Mhm.
god. Sean actually didn't curse. Even okay, folks, here. I'm about to spill
Are
some.
you about telling me?
I'm about
You're
to spill
about to
some
tell
tea
me, aren't
about
you?
some pep. Okay, all right. So for those of you who don't know, okay, we rebooted. We went without. We went without talking for years, and so then we rebooted. We did all these things. We became friends again, and we rebuilt our relationship. Great, fine. But I noticed something because I, as we all know, am a cursor.
You have a flowery language.
Flowery fucking language. What the fuck? I'm like,
Colorful. You have very colorful words.
I do. And they're bright neon with the middle finger up. Okay, like I love curse words. And I love being inventive with curse words. I have called somebody a cum bubble before. Like I love curse words. I love being inventive with them. They're fun. I find them fun. I don't find them offensive. I mean, they're situational. Obviously, you don't want to call your grandma a stupid whore. Like you just don't. But
Why not?
My grandma, I discovered later on in life, my grandma was a hoe, and I'm proud of her. So anyway, anyway, so Sean and I were talking one time, and he was really mad. He was going through a separation, and he was going through a separation, and I noticed something. He wasn't cursing. Like he was saying things like, but and crappy and I don't even know, like having sex instead of fucking. And I was like, wait, Sean.
Did I? Okay, go ahead.
I was like, Sean.
Uh-huh.
Oh, and it's like a pain in the butt. He said, I think that was the one that triggered me. Was
Yep,
she's
pain in the
being
butt.
a real pain in the butt, and I went,
Mm-hmm.
she just literally ran you for filth. Ran you for filth. Is being a total cunt nugget. And you just said she's a pain in the butt? Do you not curse? And he goes, no, I don't curse. I was like, why? You are 40 years old. Why?
It kind of blew your mind, didn't it?
I was like, why? I just don't. I was like, and of course, me being me, I'm such a great influence. Sean,
You are
say shit.
such a great influence.
Say shit. Say she's a pain in the ass. Just say it. Ass.
Oh, she was persistent. Arugs is nothing.
Every time he would say something
Not
that needed a
persistent.
curse word, because there are times where it's just you need a curse word. You need to insert curse word here. It is just one of those things, situations. And every time he would say something that sounded like a 12-year-old, I would literally state it back to him as, this is what an adult would say. She's being a motherfucking bitch. Repeat after me. No? Okay. Well, we're going to keep trying.
Mm-hmm. I grew up believing that cursing was a reflection of your religiousness.
They're talking about double
Intelligent?
clipping
Yes.
my mouse. Okay.
They are yeah. Mm-hmm.
It was taught as a.
So, are you saying that double clicking her mouse would lead to cursing, or cursing would lead to? I'm confused. What? Okay, so continue. Yes, cursing was a sign of your religiousness or your godliness. If you like, I even went so far as to equate cursing. If you cursed, if I heard you curse, like I questioned your relationship with God, your Christianity, like because you can't if you were a good Christian, you wouldn't curse.
Fuck that.
So it was one thing to hear other people curse, but when I heard a Christian curse, that was like something's wrong. You can't possibly. Those won't coincide. I can't consolidate those two.
And he's right. This is common or like lack of intelligence. And I'm like,
Yeah, that it went there too. I would subscribe to that one.
they're
as well.
stupid. They just don't know how to speak eloquently. Well, you know what? You know what? I know how to speak eloquently just fine. Thank you. And I'm sorry. Karen, you're being a cunt. I'm sorry. Like that I don't know what else to tell you.
That is the most concise way of putting it.
Hey, Christian Karen, you're being a cunt. I don't feel like, but see, it's not a sign of lack of intelligence. It's a sign of being able to make things concise and precise. Because do you think of how much energy it takes you to, Karen, you're just not showing your faith and patience in the Lord. And I feel like you could find, if you just take a minute and take a breath and understand and be patient and understanding as the Lord tells us in Galatians, blah, blah, blah.
Blah, blah,
Karen, you're being a cunt. Rein it in. I was able to take all of that and paraphrase it. I feel like that's very
That's quite
intelligent.
concise.
I
You
feel
know
like
what?
that's
That
very
is
intelligent. I'm sorry. It's intelligent, straight to the point.
That's funny.
Oh, me too, Calvino.
How you start your day.
Yeah, so Sean is taking even I was like, she's being I said ass, say ass, pain in the ass. Like I think I started, and then
You wouldn't let it go either.
No.
She would not
No.
let it go.
no,
Say it.
Yeah.
Say it.
say it, and then finally
So
he finally got to the point where one time. I think a year. I think it had to be a year. And he was going through his divorce. Like she had moved out and he's going through his divorce. And she was being a cunt. But she's like, and he's like, I'm tired of her shit. And I went, oh! I literally like, wow.
You're mad, aren't you?
He just said shit. Good for you. It was like somebody taking their first
It was
step.
like baby's first word.
I
It was
was like,
first words. It was like baby's first words. Oh,
Which broke.
said a curse word.
And I think I did that very mockingly. I was very sarcastic about it. And I went, oh, look at you. And he stopped and he laughed and I was like, broke the tension, luckily. But like,
Mhm.
he said shit. And I was so proud of him.
That one is a hard one to break. That one really is.
All right. I'll let you choose the next one. You go right ahead.
Oh, I haven't even looked in the list. You want me to choose the next one?
Mhm.
Okay. What?
That's exactly correct. That is, yes. That is, yes. Yes. That is the ultimate response. Open your mouth so I can fill it with the spirit.
Let the spirit come inside you.
I'm going.
That's what. Are you trying to say that's what Karen needs?
She needs to
Karen
be
just needs to be filled with the Holy Spirit.
filled with the Holy Spirit. You'll have her saying God, calling out to God. Real quick.
Mm-hmm. Oh yeah. Work on that prayer life.
Karen, I think you need to be on your knees a little bit more.
Yeah, Karen, I'm concerned about your prayer life. Are you on your knees a lot? Do you often find
Are
it
you
in
on
the
your knees
morning,
enough?
in the evening,
Are you on your knees enough?
on your knees? I think you need to be on your knees a little bit more. Mm-hmm. With your hands about yay high, right? You know, right about yay high.
Unless you grab it from behind, then you like. Okay. Anyway.
that's fine. I mean,
okay.
that's
Whatever.
We're trying to bring her closer to God. Yeah, spontaneous praise sessions. I think that is fantastic. Yep. Mm-hmm.
That's what I feel like I want to call him from now on.
We're gonna have a praise session. We're gonna speak in tongues.
We've totally derailed. And I'm here for it.
Yes. Oh. Speaking in
Derail.
yeah. Right. Speaking in tongues. Yeah. Mm-hmm. And when we talk about speaking in tongues, I mean we're going deep.
We're speaking that whole double tonguing,
Yeah.
Yes.
Oh, absolutely.
Do you ever wonder, is like El Shaddai? Like all the
Song.
well, yeah, it's all the
Oh.
like all the words that you would say. Adonai, El Shaddai is all like very tonguey. It's all very tonguey.
Yeah. I bet that's what it was. Yeah.
Mhm.
It had something to do with that. All praise to God.
You know what? I'm pinning that one.
Yeah.
I'm pinning that one. Thanks. All praise to God.
So now you have to be careful that you're just not giving that you're not just giving lip service.
What should you be giving, Pep?
Tongue service? Well, it's not just lip service. You can't just stop with the lip service.
You're right. You need to take it deep inside yourself.
Yes, you got to go deep. I mean, how many times have you been told, look, you got to go deeper?
You got to feel it deep inside yourself.
Yes. Lip service is adoration. I'm totally here for this. Oh my God.
Sean, okay. See, for me, this conversation is pretty much normal. But like, Sean, for you, like, was this something that you could have imagined joking about prayer and God in
No.
a massively sexual manner? Like, completely.
No, but I'm totally here for this.
Look at how Reddy started, folks.
This is not normal conversation.
Oh,
with
it's absolutely normal conversation for me.
Sirugs making sure we give full-throated support. Yeah.
Oh,
All right.
Oh God. Okay, you pick. I already picked cursing, and this is where we went. So you're next. We made Pep Pep blush. We did. We did.
Yeah. Hate the sin, not the sinner. Or hate the sin, love the sinner. The cognitive dissonance. The way that they taught you to, you're not hating the person. We don't hate people that disagree with us. We just hate the thing that they're doing. This is a way to when the church preached against certain things like lifestyle, like sexual orientation.
Mm-hmm.
This is their way of saying we're not being hateful to the people. We're just saying that we don't approve of the choices that they make and the things that they're doing. This is their way to kind of slip under the radar and not be guilty of like being discriminatory or hating people. We just hate what they're really saying is we hate everything that we hate them. We hate what's important to them. We hate who they are, but we don't actually hate them, because then that again speaks to the whole the choices that they make, especially when it comes to things like sexual orientation, that is a choice. That kind of ties in with the whole homosexuality is a choice. Being gay is a choice. And so we don't hate them. We hate that the choice they made. Now, if that isn't some backwards doublespeak, has been misused by the church, actually means since once you have children.
Yes, Nev. But yes, you're right. They misused it by the church. And so I encourage anyone, not just those with kids, but anyone to think of it this way. Two disagreeing thoughts can still exist together. You can still care about that person and agree to disagree. And understanding that you have opposing points of view and learning to respect, not love the sinner, but respect the sinner or respect that other person. And that's the dishes. Like, you can love the sinner, but hate the sin. Those are very strong words that are very black and white. Because you can respect that person and respect their opposing points of view and still not agree with it. And I think it's learning how to agree to disagree, which is basically what that is learning that you can, those two things, you can both have those, can still exist in the same space and neither one of you be wrong, because that is love the sinner, hate the sin is assuming that person is wrong. The implication is that person is wrong.
Yes.
And that's the issue I have with that, is that
judgment
of that, they're wrong, their way of thinking is wrong, but I still love them as a person. That's a very negative way of thinking about it. It is.
That's what I was taught.
Right. And that's what we were taught is they are wrong. They are wrong. And if only they change their minds, they will be right. That's not, that is that. So yes, that is correct. You need to learn how to respect their opposing point of view and understanding that they are not wrong. They are just different and they don't agree, and that's okay. And that's where the church is very much in that subliminal messaging, that subtext is they're a good person, but their mind's just not there. Satan has a hold of their mind,
Yeah.
and so it's not them. No, if they don't agree with that, yeah, like if they don't agree with that, so it's that subliminal, they're wrong, and they would only be good as long as they see it my point of view. And that's not it. And so I try to teach my children, and I'm trying to teach myself. I'm trying to reprogram myself that it is not about they're a good person, but they're just thinking badly. No, they're still a good person, even if their mindset is different. And I can respect that. We can exist in the same space, and that doesn't make them wrong or right, and it doesn't make me wrong or right just because we are on opposite sides of an issue. And that's where we have lost that. I think a lot of our gender, because of this love the sinner, hate the saint, it has become subliminally in our minds, which is where we have, if you looked, our society has become very polarized. It is think my way or you are wrong. And that is where we have lost that as a society and popular culture. We have not, and we're trying to unpack that. We're trying to undo that. Whereas just because they don't, maybe they're gay and I'm not gay and I don't like gay, that's fine. That's fine.
It's not for you.
It's not for you. But placing judgment on that, placing a judgment, and that's the thing, is that Christians are very quick, and both me and Sean are trying to, because my therapist says this to me all the time. That sounds like a very judgy statement. You're judging yourself very harshly. You're judging your feelings very harshly. We are quick to judge.
Yes.
And I think unlearning that and just knowing that two opposing things, two opposing thoughts, ways of thinking can still exist in the same relationship and still be okay. So.
Yep. That was very well done.
Yes.
So the church
So
completely missed the nuance of that concept.
Yes.
Yeah.
What?
Absolutely. Right. I know.
That's crazy. Crazy talk.
Crazy. Mrs. Nuance. Yeah. And everything. They teach everything's black and white.
Mm-hmm.
Which creates people who think black and white, which is something that I struggle with a lot. Is right? Yeah. I often see things as black or white without the nuance.
That's crazy talk.
I know.
Sir.
What?
Sir, what?
Me. Mm-hmm. It's simple. It's easy to navigate. It's simple. It's a simple conversation.
Mm-hmm.
This is wrong. This is right. Don't do this. Do this. Also, who is she? We don't. Also, the nuance. I don't. The nuance is often where people can question. People can ask and try to understand that. Or if it's black or white, you just don't do it. Just don't do it. There's no discussion about it. It's this is wrong and this is right.
Right.
Whereas nuance has some give and take and some understanding of why it's nuanced. And they never teach it.
Yeah.
Whether it's young or as you get older, they don't change that. It's not like it's black and white early on and then they introduce nuance. They never introduce nuance.
Well, because that will go against everything that they are teaching us. That would, nuance would mean that there's a gray area, and you can't have a gray area when you're a Christian.
No. Nope.
No.
Understanding of different opinions in black and white is no room for that. Absolutely. Yeah. Nuance requires understanding of the differing opinions. And it has an understanding of why do you believe this way?
Mm-hmm.
Which a lot of times that can't be explained. We believe this way because it's very easy for them to just throw it out there and then shame you for not believing that way.
What? Shame? No.
Right? Yeah. Mm-hmm. All right.
Last one. Choose wisely.
You want me to choose?
Yes.
Oh God, that's a lot of pressure. Last one.
Slow and steady. It's fine. You got it.
Slow and steady. You want to do?
You pick.
All right. God is good all the time. All the time, God is good. Yeah. Shit. Oh, shame in the church, right? No. Do tell.
What? Stop it.
God. Yeah. We grew up believing that God is good and we are bad and we should be grateful that we exist. God gave us life. It's very much the parental I brought you into this world, I can take you out, which my mother has said to me before.
Oh yeah, whose mom hasn't said that to you?
Yep.
Like
That is the Christian equivalent of it. God gave you life. Really? Because I didn't ask for that. I
right.
didn't ask for any of this. You saying that I was born evil and a bad human and it requires me to give up everything to follow this person? I didn't ask for any of this. Why am I bound by this thing?
You're not?
God is
What?
is good. Yeah. You're evil and you have to you have to give up your life to God. How did I become evil? So God made me evil. God created the problem and then said that he's the solution. That doesn't sound like a healthy relationship.
Say it ain't so, Pep Pep.
What? What? God's an abuser? It's an abusive relationship? Christianity's an abusive relationship? No. What? Interesting. Okay.
God isn't good. I'm sorry. Like God,
Yeah.
God, it's
Mhm.
okay. This is ultimate manipulation and gaslighting. Ultimate in the fact that we talk God is good, right? What do you say? God is good all the time. All the time, God is good,
All
right?
the time, God is good.
But
Yeah.
if God was good, if God was really good, would he? Why does he allow the shit to happen? Because that's the thing. God allows this to happen so that you can learn, so that you can grow, so that you can. How many times did you hear that in the church? How many
Oh
times
yeah.
did
Yeah.
you hear
Absolutely.
that?
All the time.
Why am I going through this? Well,
Because free will.
God is allowing it, and free will. You have free will, but
Mhm.
God is letting this happen to me. It's like when you get abused and you're told you brought it on yourself.
It's victim shaming. Oh my God, that's victim shaming. What? Mm-hmm. When you
God
are
is a
fully
good
dependent.
person. I know that you got
Mhm.
abused. I know that you're getting hurt. I know that you're suffering. I know, but this you brought this upon yourself. God's allowing this to happen so that you learn your lesson. That's fucking neglectful and it's fucking abusive. God is not good and he's not good all the time. He's actually a real shit. If he exists.
Yeah, I mean, just look at the lessons of Job. That's held up as a positive story about how we should praise God in everything. God did that because Satan said, God, I don't think your servant's as faithful as you say it is. It was a game between God and Satan that ruined Job's life. That's a positive story in the Bible. That's told to us as a positive story. What?
It just
You
dawned
just
on me
had
when
an
I
epiphany.
did.
Uh-huh. What?
So in the 90s, the 2090s, how they had like She's All That or the Bet story, the Bet movies. I bet you can't make somebody a prom date.
Yeah. Yes. Uh-huh.
Job
that's
is
what it
a
was.
bad
Oh my
90s
God, it was.
tease movie. Job was the bet. Job was the bet.
Yes.
Between the snarky popular guy and the like their buddy, it's like one of those. I bet you can't make that. I bet you can't make her hot and make her. I bet you can't make them homecoming. I bet you can't make Job homecoming king. But you can't do it. Oh yeah.
Mhm.
Watch me.
hmm I think what we're referring to, Nev, is the idea of God from the Christian Bible. Whether you believe in a deity or not, or whether good, or how good and evil, it's this is the God that we were taught growing up in the church. That's who we're referring to. This idea of God that we're taught is not a good, benevolent God. This idea is not this deity is not benevolent as we're taught, even though that's what we're taught.
Yes. Yes, and we're talking from the
Yes,
Christian
there you go.
Christian's perspective. Absolutely, God. When we mention
that's where we're
God,
coming
that
from.
is where we're coming from. Is a Judeo-Christian perspective. I don't think, and you're right. Good and evil and all of like that is absolutely correct. So we do agree. I think it's just we're coming from it from a Judeo-Christian when we say that.
Yeah.
So yeah, but yes. See, look,
Christian Sky
look,
Daddy is poop. Yeah.
look.
We can disagree and still.
And have an intelligent
What?
conversation. What about that?
God, it's crazy. And not
And not argue? Not argue? Is that how that is?
yeah. I was gonna say
how's-
not argue and not hate and not hate the other person.
How's that make you feel, Sean?
Fine with it.
Are
Totally
you?
Fine.
Are
Totally
you?
fine. Yeah.
I'm giving Sean shit because anytime we have a anytime I have an opposing opinion to him, he literally will argue me into the ground and then like
No, I will not. I do. Okay, I did that for effect.
yes, will argue me into the ground, and then after I am just thoroughly like, okay, fine, he'll sit there for about a good solid 5 minutes and then come back and go,
Okay, maybe
I
you're
mean,
right.
you might be right.
I mean, that's how I get to that point. Is I have to process.
How
it.
healthy is that working out? How is that working out for your communication
I don't
skills
know.
with the people
I'll-
in your life? How's that working out for you?
I'll have to ask my therapist.
Okay, yeah, okay.
Yeah.
Again, something else we were taught in the church. We had to argue that we were right. We were always right.
See, Nev just said it. It's part of my process. That's how I process it, by arguing it out, by disagreeing. Disagreeing is my process. Nev gets it.
Okay, so tell me how that encourages growth in your and communication in your relationships.
I think it's more about how I go about that disagreement. I'm going to talk to my therapist about this.
Okay.
Mhm.
You're so lucky we're friends. I'm just
I
gonna say
know.
you're lucky that we're friends, because if we were as close as we were, there are some times where I probably you teeter on the edge.
Have you ever,
You teeter on the
you want to punch me? Or you want to punch me sometimes? Is that what you're saying? You want to enact violence against me?
edge. All right.
It's been a good episode. Had
Yeah.
fun.
Yeah, we needed some
Mhm.
fun. We needed
Yeah.
a lot, not as much.
We did. Accumulated through his. Yeah. Yes.
Look at
Cross
Nev
the-
coming to your defense. Look at
Uh-huh,
Nev sticking
uh-huh.
up for you.
Thanks, Nev. Appreciate that.
And
And then Calvino undercuts it all.
Gavino coming to my defense. It's fun.
I see how it is. All right. That's fine, Calvino. You will not get any of my chili at the potluck.
You mean your stew?
My chili.
Stew?
We're gonna agree to disagree. Personal growth is not chili. Yes, exactly.
No, not chill. He says because it's not chill,
Oh.
Sean. And he's like, it's a personal.
I thought it
growth,
was
it's not chill. He goes, you promise you won't get it. You won't get it.
Oh, that hurts. That hurts me deep.
And
Even
with
why?
that, we're gonna end on the chili argument. Okay. Oh, well, thank you.
Wow.
This was one that I don't think I will walk away triggered from. Thank fucking God. Okay, that's nice. That's a nice, maybe I
Yeah,
can start my week off a little less traumatized.
Hey, you still got the rest of the day.
Uh-
Sorry.
Why are you this
So,
human?
how about I don't know.
Okay.
I question
So
myself.
76 Sundays is today at 6 p.m. Eastern, 5 p.m. Central. We are doing okay. So I logged in for a little bit last night, and 76 has these special, they do these special modified worlds. Now they don't necessarily progress in like the storyline or any of that, but they do these special modifications of like, you know, they adjust how high you can jump or whatever. And so I saw this yesterday and I said, you know, since I have this melee build, I'm gonna have to try it. So we're gonna go with Butcher's Delight. It is a Fallout world, and there's the settings, infinite ammo, so you never run out of ammo. VATS and melee AP cost is at 0. So VATS and AP, works out great, and dismemberment, frequent bloody mess. So
Oh, that sounds exciting.
I'm going to pull out my melee build, and we're just going to go into motherfucking like every single bad situation we go in. Hack and slash. Now, I think Steven said he wanted to do it with us. So Sean, do you want to come in and get some bloody mess with us not going on? Yeah.
Totally.
Yeah?
Give me bloody. Absolutely.
So trauma could still be coming. Bear, yeah, you're right. We do
Bear,
have that meeting.
stop.
It's fine. It's fine. You know why? Because I'm a motherfucking adult and it gets too traumatizing. I will be peace out. Like that's where I'm at in my personal growth. I don't have to sit there and take the trauma. That's where I'm at. Again, I don't have to sit there and take the abuse. I can consent and withdraw consent. So here I am.
Mhm.
I mean, I'm not going to be a bitch about it. I just can remove myself from the situation. Step. That's where I'm at. I'm a motherfucking adult. Yeah.
Right? Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Bitch, I will not let you disturb my vibe. I got my own shit going on in here. It's fine. So yes, we are going to be doing Butcher's Delight today, and we're going to hacking and slashing our way through 76. See how this new world. I've never done a world like I've never done a Fallout world. So I think that this is fun. It's something new, and you know what? I think I need to hack and slash. I think with my mental health, I just need. Yes. I don't want to think about storylines and I just want to hack and slash, and I want them to bleed everywhere.
So I'm not. Am I not allowed to shoot everything before you can hack and slash it?
We are only allowed to use melee weapons.
All right, fine. You want to when you game with the Roogs, you want to piss her off fast. Shoot everything before she can hack and slash it. Drives crazy.
Or get in front of me when I'm trying to kill them and be
that's also
I didn't see you. You did. I have a motherfucking
just jump in front.
Gauss gun that is shooting 8 beams of what?
You do
didn't
have a big
see
gun.
Me? Okay. Yeah. Nope.
Your gun is bigger than mine.
Anyway, with that, I have got to eat before our meeting. I've got to go. So
yeah.
I love you guys. Thank you for this episode. You guys have been wonderful. I love you. So 76 Sundays at 6 p.m. Eastern, 5 p.m. Central. Then we have BSBN gaming after that. So you guys enjoy your little respite and then come back here and we'll see you then. All right. Bye.
All right. Bye.